2, not taking accountability for yourself. If you're somebody who's dating and trying to find a relationship and you always pin the blame on somebody else, you went through a breakup, you dated multiple people, but it's never your fault. It's always somebody else. What's up, world? Welcome to another episode of Nerdy Dating. I am your host, Zakka, and what is Nerdy Dating? It's a relationship advice podcast from a viewpoint of a nerd here in Kansas City, Missouri. So please share with your friends, family, and anybody who needs relationship advice. I'll be willing to give them a third-party view of it, the situation, and just drop some tidbits and some advice for them. So please share with your friends and family. And thank you guys so much for those who are currently watching and sharing. I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all so much. Please continue to like. Please continue to share. Get it out there to everybody. Let them know about Nerdy Dating. And also, you can find Nerdy Dating on TikTok and Instagram at alizakkanerdydating. That's on TikTok and Instagram. Now let's go and get into today's episode. And the first topic is why you can't find love. So there's 4 things I came up with after my years of being on the dating market and being out there and being in relationships, why people were struggling to find love. And I researched and read books and listened to podcasts from psychologists and therapists and just listened to people break down and what's going on and why love seems to be such a hard thing to find in the year 2024 or 2023, 2025, whenever you're watching, why love seems to be so hard to find. And why can't you find it? Why can't you find love? So reason number 1 is not being authentic. You're not being yourself. You're going on dating apps. You're going out there trying to pretend to be somebody else, pretend to be the person that you think the person will like and will like to date versus being who you genuinely are. If you're genuinely you're genuinely authentic, you don't have to worry about somebody accepting you for who you are, because they will accept you for who you are. If you be yourself, that takes everything out the picture. It takes the question out of, do they like me for me? Because that person would genuinely love you for who you are. So number 1 is be authentic. Be yourself. If you're not yourself, you're going to find a hard time finding somebody who genuinely going to appreciate you for you. Because let's say you put on this facade that you're something else, and then when the walls come down after the 2nd month or 3rd month of dating, and they see the real you, they'll be like, do I want to be a part of this? I want to be in this relationship. They might want to leave the ship and go somewhere else. So be authentically you. That is number 1. Number 2, not taking accountability for yourself. If you're somebody who's dating and trying to find a relationship and you always pin the blame on somebody else, you went through a breakup, you dated multiple people, but it's never your fault. It's always somebody else's fault. You never take the moment in time to self-reflect on who you are and see that, okay, you know what? That person wasn't a bad person. That person wasn't an evil person. It was just 2 people who didn't get along well, or ideals and goals weren't matched, and that's why we didn't work out. I could have done this better in my relationship. I could have done this better in that relationship. I didn't do it. I know I'm going to take from that previous relationship and move it to the next relationship. I'm going to improve on what I did in that relationship. If you're not taking accountability for yourself and being, understanding that it takes 2 to tango in a relationship. It takes 2 to tango in a partnership. Not just one person's at fault at everything. Why did so-and-so do this? Why did so-and-so do that? Did you do everything you could do? Did you give 110%? Did you go above and beyond in your relationship? If you did that, okay, and somebody so did something bad or did something negative and didn't go the way you wanted to go, okay, they also have to take responsibility of that too. But let's say you wasn't giving 110%. Let's say you was being distant. So that person who you was dating was starting to become distant because you was being distant. Or the person who you was dating started doing certain things because you wasn't giving attention. Or you wasn't hitting their love meter. Or that person was hitting your love meter. Like, you gotta take accountability and say, you know what? I could have done better in this relationship. I know what I did. I will go ahead and take what I learned and move to the next relationship. So take accountability, action, take accountability for yourself and reflect. So that's number 2. Number 3, going into dating with a closed mind, saying that you won't date a certain type of person. You won't date a certain this. You won't date a certain this. You won't date a certain, let's say income, certain height, certain weight, certain body type, certain color, certain look, certain lifestyle. I won't date this. I won't date that. Going into dating with a negative mindset will close you off to a lot of stuff. So being negative when it comes to dating, going in with a closed mind versus being open about, like, you know what, this person might not be my type, but let's see what their personality is like. Let's see how they get along with their friends and family. Let's see what this can be like. Let's see what a date is like with them. I'm gonna give it a shot. Let's go have fun. Go into dating with an open mind. When you go into it with an open mind, you'll meet people who also might have an open mind as well. Or you might have a different experience that you never gave a person a chance to because you thought they wasn't your type. So go into dating with an open mind. Don't go closed-minded and say, oh, this person right here, one bad date, everybody's like that. You're going to have bad dates. Especially that the world's opened up with dating apps and online and interaction, social media, you're going to have multiple options to meet multiple people. Not everybody's going to be a home run. So don't go in there thinking that, okay, the last person was a home run, so this next person not going to be a home run. Don't do that. Have an open mind about dating and keep your head up. And then 4, being lazy. And now when I say about being lazy, I mean putting effort into dating. You have to put effort into it. You're not just gonna sit on your hands and toes and Prince Charming or Princess Charming is gonna come by and sweep you off your feet. That's not how it's gonna work. You have to put yourself out there. You have to be about, you gotta go around, you gotta be on the dating apps. If you don't wanna be on the dating apps, you have to go to events. You gotta be out and about. When you go to the grocery store, look presentable. Don't look like you're, just rolled out of bed if you're looking to meet somebody. Because the person who's looking to, talk to you, not going to try to talk to somebody who just rolled out of bed. Like, that's not what they're going to want to look for. So at least look presentable. I'm not saying dress up everywhere you go, but at least look like you put some effort into your outfit that day. As in, like, wash your hair or put on a nice pair of jeans or a nice pair of shirt. Like, make sure you look like you take care of yourself. So don't be lazy. Be open-minded. Don't be lazy, be authentic, and take accountability for your actions. That is how you're going to find love. If you continue to, not be yourself, not take accountability for your actions, go into dating with a closed mind, and be lazy, you're not going to find love. You might find a relationship, yes, but it's the relationship you want. Or you're going to be settling because you decide not be 100% yourself, and there's going to be heartache and frustration down the line. Versus if you're upfront and genuine from the jump, you don't have to worry about everything else that comes down later on. All right, TikTok reaction time. So the first video here is from, what's the dude's name again? Mr. Russell Hartley. All right, let's see what we got, because he's back for round 2.
So guys are DMing all these girls. They finally get one to agree to go out with them for a date. They get to the end of the date, and then the guy's like, oh, we're going to go 50-50 on this, right? What do you mean? Whether you like it or not, women like men who can provide for them. And by the way, this is true across all cultures. You shouldn't be upset by this. And for you to be stubborn or unwilling to pay for a meal, an extra meal, that says so much about your character. What I would never want to do is invite a pretty girl out, get to the end of the dinner, and then open up the check and then itemize who should pay what. That's absolutely absurd. I would 100% just want to pay for it instead of having some weird hill to die on about equality or whatever argument over the tabletop. That's crazy. That's crazy. If you can't afford it, don't invite a girl out at all.
I agree with him. I 100% agree with him on that. Yeah, if you can afford to take somebody on a date, 1, find a date that you can afford to take them on, and then 2, pay for the meal, pay for the ticket, whatever the case would be, whatever date you're doing. Do not say, hey, you want to go half and half, because what that demonstrates is that 1, that you might not be on a date. That what shows to her that you might not be on a date. That, okay, well, she thought well, everything's covered. Now it's not. I wasn't expecting. I thought I was getting courted. Thought I was getting taken down a date. So, yeah, don't try to go 50-50 on the first date. You can, if you're in a relationship and you want to go down the line, go 50-50. That's a relationship. That's down the line. But that's established, and that's months down the line. But at first date, and you're dating somebody, takes them on a date, you should cover the meal as a gentleman. You should cover the tickets and everything. Take her out. Treat her right. Treat her nice. Not treat her right, but treat her nice. Treat her. Treat her. That's what the date is. You're trying to get to know her, and you're pretty much courting her for a relationship or whatever the case may be. So take her out. Treat her nice. Cover everything. Don't complain oh, well, who's going to cover the bill? If you can't afford a bill, do not take someone on a date. And then another thing, don't date outside your range. Don't date outside your pocketbook. Don't date outside your wallet. If you can't afford a 5-star restaurant, don't take a girl to a 5-star restaurant. If you're going for a 2-star restaurant, take her to a 2-star restaurant. It's okay. If she's dating you for dating you's sake, she's gonna be interested in you. She's not really interested in about like where are you going to everything. Would it be nice if she goes to a 5-star restaurant? I don't think anybody gonna say no to a 5-star restaurant. I don't think anybody gonna say no to a luxury view of a city. I don't think anybody gonna say no to that. But that's not why she's there. Hopefully she's on a date to talk to you and get to know you. So be cognizant of that. Don't just take somebody out a date and then expect them to pay. No. If you take somebody out, invite somebody out, you're covering. And say like, first date, they should know that you're covering. Especially if you did the invite, yes, you're covering. All right, next video here. This is from Charis G Nita 8. All right, that's what she has to say.
Why American men are so different. In Colombia, I dated an Italian, a Canadian, a Spain guy, a guy from Canary Island, I don't even know how to say that in English, a British guy, an Argentinian, of course Colombian. But guess what? I ever dated an American. Now I'm here in United States and what can I tell you? I've been in the United States for 2 years and I'm not lying to you when I tell you that no one wants to take you seriously. Not only that, some men, they just want to be treated like a woman. It's so hard to find someone valuable, someone who wants to open their heart and build like real deep connections. That's almost impossible here. And it's so sad because at this point, I think I'm absolutely never having a boyfriend here. And this really makes me want to understand and like study, maybe do my research about why men here are so different. I'm even about to think that it's me, that I am having a problem, but I need answers.
Why American men so different? And she's like, I dated all these type of men from different countries in Colombia, but yet in America, it's like to men want to be, what you say, treated like find value in someone who wants to open doors to connections. Some men just want to be treated like women. What is that? Like, to me, what does that mean? Some men want to be treated like women. Okay, what can I tell you that some men want to be treated like women? So, are you talking about the first date, or are you talking about after multiple dates of dating somebody? Like, some dudes want to be appreciative. They want to be, show, like, they want to know what their worth are. Some guys do feel good when, especially like they open up, like, I want a man who's, let me go back to this. Let me actually play this again. She says,
I'm not lying to you when I tell you
lying
that
to you.
no one wants to take you seriously. Not only that, some men, they just want to be treated like a woman. It's so hard to find someone valuable, someone who wants to open their heart and build like real deep connection.
Okay, so find somebody who's valuable, open their heart, and find real deep connection. But yeah, she said men want to be treated like women. Like, what does that mean, treated like women? Like, we want to be taken on dates after a while. We want to be shown that you appreciate us. As if you're dating you and I am looking to be a partner with somebody, I do want to get appreciative. I do want to show that, like, hey, I'm worth something to you, not just you're using me just for X, Y, and Z. You dated all these men from other countries, but you're still single. So let's look at that for a moment. Like, not saying anything against you, but you're not in a relationship right now with those guys you dated who you said are better than American men. But you're in America right now, and you said these men don't want to find deep connections. One, where are you meeting these guys at? Two, what are you trying to get to? Like, on the first day, are you asking like these deep questions? Are you being intentional with your dating? Are you telling men that, like, hey, I am looking for this. If you're not a part of it, jump ship. If you are, let's see what we got. Another thing, there's more options in America. Like there's more options with dating apps. There's more. I understand other countries have dating apps. I understand other countries have more options as well. But there's a lot of options and opportunity in America, and so therefore you find somebody who's not willing to settle as much in America. I would say right off the bat, they would have to get to know you. They have to see what you're about and see what lifestyle you guys can build together. Especially if you're looking for somebody to find real deep connection. Now, people are not going to build connection, especially when the next, again, on a dating app, you can find the next person around the corner. Building that real deep connection right off the first day is not going to happen. It's going to take time. And that's when you got to come be intentional with your dating and be intentional when it comes to who you're looking for and be upfront and say, hey, this is what I want. Are you able to provide for this? If you can't, that's fine. I'm going to keep it moving. So you want somebody to open their hearts and build a real deep connection. But opening their hearts and build a real deep connection is not going to happen on the first date. It's not going to happen on the second date. It might start happening on the third. It might start happening on the fourth. And that's going to take time. In America, that time, and depending on where you're dating at, like you're dating a 24, 25-year-old, dude got all the time in the world. Like there's no rush for him. If you're trying to date somebody in their 30s looking to settle down, okay, you might find somebody who'd be more quickly, date 3, date 4. But the whole, oh, men will be treated like women, what does that mean? What does that mean? I really want to know that. Somebody answer that question in the comment section below. What is men who want to be treated like women? What does that mean to you? Like, are they too emotional? Are they too like upfront and like say, hey, I like this. I want to be this. This is what I'm looking for. Or are they not hard shelled and be like, well, I do this and you fall in line? Like, what do you mean by that? Be treated like women. Does a man want to be appreciative and showing he has value? Yes, that feels nice. The validation from your significant other show like, hey, you care about them and you appreciate them and show that we're desirable. Because if a guy doesn't feel like he's desirable and he's not honest with you, he will go try and find that for somebody else, and then that's how you get cheating. So I really want to know what men want to be treated like women look like. And I might have to go research that more. Like, why women keep saying men want to be treated like women. Like, yes, we also want to be taken on dates. Not date 1, but date 4, 5, or 6, somewhere like so that you treat us nice, that we are appreciative. We want to feel appreciative too. Nothing wrong with that. We want somebody who want to open their hearts and build real deep connection. That's going to take some time. That's not going to be right off the bat. And don't go into looking to date somebody like right off the bat, like you gotta open your world to me, because then you'll feel like, wait a minute, this person's putting too much pressure on me. And as a guy, you don't want to have like, oh wow, first date we're married. You don't want that. Like, if you're looking to speak to an older guy, you might find that guy who's like, okay, first date we're in, ring on the fingers, date 2. But most guys are not going to date somebody and say like, married next day. No, they're going to take their time to get to know somebody, and that deep connection, that's going to take some time. That's not going to be right off the bat. So be patient, keep an open mind. Don't try to rush the dating process, because you try to rush it, you're going to find yourself getting guys trying to leave you left and right, or leave you on hang, or not be 100% honest with you. Keep trying to rush something, they feel like they can't give to you what you want. So take your time, be patient, and don't rush it. So why are American men like this? Because maybe you're trying to rush something, and dating takes time. It shouldn't be rushed and tomorrow we have a ring on the finger written up chapel. No, it should be taking some time to know who you are, see what you're about, see if we have we're dating dating with intention to see if we have connection, see if we have chemistry, see if we can build a life together and build a foundation that can live and last for the next 40 years. That's what you want. So don't rush it. That's my advice. Don't rush it, because if you do try to put that pressure on a guy and he's not ready for that, he's going to be out the door. He's going to string you along, and then you'll find, and keep stringing it out until he's like, all right, well, this is what you want, I'm out. And you don't want that. You don't want that. All right, this next video is from OMG. Let's see what she has to say.
Guys, I need to share with you this rule I have in dating that I've had since high school. I think it's so funny. My friends love it. So here it is. It's called the Hill Test. So the Hill Test is basically whether or not you feel a man could confidently carry you up a hill. It sounds weird. I know it is weird. It is weird. It's totally weird. But I think it's based on survival in my brain. Like, it's basically like, can this man take care of me? Can he protect me? I don't know why the measurement of that is a hill. I made it up in high school. But it's something I live by. And I think y'all should live by too.
See, I was cool with you until you said I think y'all should live by it. Okay, cool. That's a nice little quirk, a nice little thing. Like, oh, can a man carry up the hill? Can he be a provider? Can he be strong and protect me in danger? Like, I guess the idea of the hill, if you can carry somebody up the hill, you can tackle somebody or throw somebody off of somebody, whatever the case may be. That's not how strength works, but I get the idea where you're going for there, and that's fun little joke thing, like face, body, personality, that kind of thing. I get it, like that's fun. Like, can you carry up a hill kind of guy, like that's quirky. I like that. But to say tell somebody else they should live by that, don't put that out there. That's not what you should do. You can live by that rule, but don't try to quantify somebody else or qualify somebody else's dating style because like, can he carry up the hill when he not provided for you? Why would you ruin somebody else's happiness by doing that? Don't do that. So I like her little quirk. I don't think everybody should live by that rule. All right, next video. And this is from Jake Cares, and his 3 signs your man is pretending to love you. All right, let's see what we got. Now I probably will break this one down. So after each
3
one,
signs
here we go.
Your man is pretending to love you. And look, if he is doing any of these 3, I mean, especially the third one, but if he's doing any of them, do yourself a favor and get out of that toxic relationship. Because why would you want to be in a relationship with someone that pretends to love you but doesn't actually love you? Number 1, wandering eyes. We have to touch on this again because so many girls still think that it is completely normal for their man to be walking with them and breaking his neck to check out another girl. That is not the case. Guys can have enough self-control and respect, because that is disrespectful to say the least. And I'm really speaking from experience here, because like I have been with girls that I wasn't super into, and I had the wandering eyes. I looked at everything with a heartbeat walking by. But I've also had girls that I was like in love with, and you best believe my eyes were only on her. I did not see any girls around. I didn't even see girls. She was the only girl in my world, the only one I saw. That's how it should be if they really are in love with you. Number 2, and this one's gonna be
Okay, number 1, wandering eyes. So to abruptly check somebody out while your partner is next to you is messed up. I do agree with him on that. Like, to be like breaking your neck, see somebody walk past you and go do the whole that's wild. Like, that is ridiculous. You shouldn't disrespect your partner that way. Now, to sit there and be like, to see there are people like in the world who are not attractive or say like there's nobody else attractive out there but your partner, that's crazy too. Like, there's gonna be attractive people out there that's just as hot as your partner, and gonna be even hotter than your partner. But to sit there and break your neck trying to look at somebody else, it's wild. You shouldn't do that. That is disrespectful. You shouldn't be breaking your neck to look at somebody when your partner's right there. Heck, you shouldn't be breaking your neck to look at somebody when you're in a relationship. Like, you shouldn't be doing that. It's a little too much. Now, it's one thing to see somebody attractive, like that's an attractive person. Okay, cool. Like, all right, check, we're good. But it'd be like, oh my gosh, did you believe? Oh my God, oh my! Like, now if your partner jump in with you, your partner like bring it up to you, and your partner's like, hey, did you see that person? Oh, like that's different. But to be like, when your partner's right next to you and then do the whole neck owling, that's wild. Don't do that. Don't do that. I do agree with him on that. And he was saying like, he dated girls that he wasn't fully attracted to, and he see somebody else walk by and like, that girl's more attractive. Like, okay, well, yeah, man, like don't do that to your partner. But then he was like, you see girls like he's fully committed to his partner and fully attracted to his partner. He sees a girl, he won't turn his head. Yeah. Also, another thing, you don't want the argument or conversation like why you're checking. Like, you don't want your partner questioning you every 5 seconds. Like, are you checking somebody out? You don't want that, because that's gonna cause a whole argument too. You don't want that issue. You rather just pay attention. You see somebody walk in front of you, that's different. See them walk past you, that's different. But don't be trying to break your neck to look at somebody. Like, all right, keep going. Like, just, you see an attractive person, cool, keep it going. Don't be trying to Oh, where's she going? No, what are you doing? Calm down, sir. Your girlfriend's right there. Your wife's right there. Don't do that to them. Like, attractive people always exist. They're not going anywhere. Okay? You're going to acknowledge somebody, see somebody, like, okay, yep, head nod, they're attractive. But you don't be like, oh, wow. Don't do that. That's wild. That's wild behavior. All right, number 2.
Tickle someone's testicles. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is going to be a ball buster right here. The ladies are going to hear this one, and they're going to realize how trash their man really is. You're doing all the work. Another sign that your man is pretending to love you is he puts in no effort and makes you put on the effort in. Like, that's like, you're the one texting first. You're the one initiating dates. You're the one initiating the sexy time. You're the one that's trying to get it on. And even then, they still put zero effort in, or even like make you feel wanted in the slightest, and yet you're still here doing everything you can to get his attention. The man is pretending to love you. If he tells you I love you, but he puts no effort into you, he is pretending to love you. And number 3, and
I do agree with him on that. Like, you have to put in effort with your partner. If you don't put any effort in with your partner, it's not good. Your partner not putting effort in, you find yourself doing everything, and you're in a one-sided relationship, then you know your partner does not care for you. I don't care if it's a guy or a woman. Like, if they not giving you their 110%, then you're in a one-sided relationship and you need to get out. So I do agree with him on that.
I don't know if it's so much pretending to love as it is just a sign of a narcissist, but I want to just bring it back down because this one's serious and this one's gonna hurt. But number 3 is the lack of accountability for anything they do and then flipping it onto you. So if they do anything wrong, or if you do anything wrong, it's always your fault, and they will always make excuses and then make themselves the victim. They never take accountability for their actions. That is, I mean, there's just obviously so much lack of love in that, but it's also where you got to be very careful, because you can find yourself easily manipulated and just super lost in a toxic relationship if the guy you're with does that.
Full circle. Full circle. Full circle. What I say? Reason why people can't find love in the first part of this video said number 2 was not taking accountability. My man brought it back home. And matter of fact, I'm gonna stop the TikToks on that because you can't get any better on that. Boom. Not taking accountability. If your partner is not taking accountability, they always pinning the blame on you and not trying to look at it from their, like, look at it, taking empathy and ownership. Your partner not trying to be empathize with you and understand where you're coming from and seeing how you feel and seeing a certain way and see it from your viewpoint. And they're constantly badgering you and constantly trying to make you feel bad about something or gaslight you, whatever the case would be. That's not a partner who cares for you, because that partner only cares about themselves. They want to make sure they feel better. They don't care about everybody else around them. So I agree with him. I agree with him in all 3 points. Yeah, I'm good. Yeah, I agree with him on that. Like, I agree with him. And that first one is the only one where I'm like, I agree with him about, like, you shouldn't be sitting there trying to break your neck to look at somebody else, but also you gotta be mindful that there are attractive people in the world, that your partner's not the only one who finds you attractive, and vice versa. It's just more like, you're gonna see somebody come by, but if your partner trying to go out and like try to talk to people, your partner trying to go out and like flirt with people, that's a different situation. But just seeing somebody and acknowledging them, that's one thing. But like breaking necks is a whole different thing that your partner should be breaking necks for. But seeing an attractive person and now like, oh, that person's attractive, okay, cool, keep it going. Like, and you can see somebody, you can say somebody's attractive, like somebody could be like attractive and somebody else acknowledge their attractiveness without having to like break their neck. You can just see like somebody walk past you, like, okay, cool, and then keep it going. Like, that's all it is. Be respectful. Like, that's what that first one is about. It's about being respectful. But I agree with him on everything. So, yeah, I think full circle with that. I think we're ending on that. Just full circle. Full circle. All right, you know what it is. It's Reddit time. So let's go and get this first one knocked out. A girlfriend keeps getting DMs. How can I respond the best on this matter? We're both 20. So my girlfriend posted a picture of me and herself together on IG, but a guy reacted with a broken heart emoji saying that he loved her. She told me that and we thought nothing of it. But this guy is still DMing her with heart emojis. What's the best message I can send to this guy to make him know what's up? Like, it talk would be nice. Dude, your girlfriend's attractive. If your girlfriend's attractive and she posts on social media, guys gonna try to reach out to her and hit her up and DM her, whatever the case may be. That's gonna happen. Like the dude giving her a broken heart pic, I'll take that over a dick pic. So nothing you can do about that. You just got to be secure in yourself, secure in your relationship, that your girlfriend is not going to leave you because she got a broken heart emoji and the dude DMing her. Like if she wanted to, she can block him. But in reality, like if she, in matter of fact, it could be that, well, I guess she knows that he's DMing her. So he's at least probably in her requested like box that she can't really, like she can go look at, but not really, like she's not in his main inbox. Or maybe there was a friend and then all of a sudden, the relationship started and he's still DMing her. But the case would be, like, guys are gonna do it. Guys gonna reach out to your girl, try to hit her up on the side. Now they're gonna come down to how strong your relationship is, and she cares about you. She's not gonna react with them. But you just gotta understand that guys gonna hit on your girlfriend. It's gonna happen. Be secure in yourself. Be secure with your relationship, and you'll be fine. Next one. The guy I'm dating says I ask for too much sex. I'm 29 female, currently dating a guy, 27 male. He says I'm asking for too much sex and I don't get it. We've been dating for 2 months and we don't have any titles. Oh, no titles? Okay. But we're not having sex with other people. Okay, so you're exclusive. Well, you don't have any titles. Well, how do you know that? Lately, I just been so attracted to him that I just keep wanting more and more. Today, after having sex 3 times, like at 6 a.m. and sex 4 times at 1 a.m., God, I asked him if we could do it again before I left to go home. I'm so attracted to him mentally and physically that I'm all over him. Obviously. Then she goes, LMAO. He turned me down and said I'm asking for it too much and that he doesn't want it to get boring because right now it's really great. I don't like that answer. He said that when you overindulge in something, you end up not liking it / wanting it as much. He said, imagine if you can actually eat your favorite food every single day. It would be as good to you after a while. It wouldn't be as good to you after a while. I just don't see how it would get boring if we both think it's top tier right now. In my mind, it can only get better. He's the first guy who I've been attracted to like this in a long time, and he says he's really into me, but when he shuts down my advances, it makes me feel like he's not into me as much as he says. Is this a normal thing for a guy to do when he really likes someone? I'm confused. Okay, and then she goes, edit. After reading comments, I want to clarify, I only get to see him once, maybe twice a week. I'm not a sex addict. And I understand that I'm overthinking it. I will try to incorporate other things in the future and I'll give him a break. Okay, so she's like, is this a normal thing for guys to do when they really like someone? I'm sorry, men are not sex crazed machines. We're not. Contrary to popular belief that men just want sex all the time, that is not the case. Now, let's say you get to see him maybe once or twice a week, so you're not with him every day, but y'all don't have a title. Y'all don't have a title right now. So for you, you're getting into your mind. You're like, oh my gosh, we can have this one day. We can do this. Like, you're really into it. When he's not giving you everything, he's kind of pushing you at arm's length. I'll be more worried about that. By him saying like, hey, we can hook up left and right, but we don't have a title and we're only sleeping with each other. Hopefully you guys are only sleeping with each other and he's not actually on the side doing other stuff. But to me, he can be fully into you, but just, 3 times in the morning and 4 times at 1 p.m. in a day, that's a lot. That is a lot. Within a day, 7 times in one day, and kudos to you that you can keep going. That's awesome. Great. But he might not have that same energy and same drive as you do. And yes, I get that you're physically attracted to him. You're mentally attracted to him. Like, you're all in right now. But you have to reel it back a little bit, though, just to be honest. Because you guys don't have a title. That means he's getting the house and the milk and everything in between right now with no title. He ain't putting any effort in, and he can say, hey, I don't want to have sex every day. Why go out and have sex with another woman and then come back to you? So to me, you have to be careful of that, not having a title part. 7 times in one day in the span of like, what? You said 6 a.m. I mean, you woke up immediately, start getting after it. And then again at 1, like within 7 hours, that is, that's a lot. I'm exhausted thinking about it. But it's not because he says, now I don't like the fact where he says, you know, I don't want to get boring. I don't think if you're fully attracted to somebody, I think spending time with them is never going to get boring. And I think sex, as long as you keep mixing it up and not doing the same positions over and over again and try to add new things to the bedroom, it's not going to get boring. As long as you guys are being creative with what you guys do in the bedroom, it's not going to get boring. So I don't believe that he's like, oh, it's going to get boring. No, it's not going to get boring. You'll come up with more creative way to do something like, hey, this move worked. How'd this move? How'd that feel? How'd you like this position? How'd you like that position? You start talking, communicating, and see how what works best for each person. What get everybody, you know, in their good feelings. So I don't agree with him when he says get boring. I think what he's trying to do is trying to find a way not to let this get so much deep in which he's already deep in. You're already mentally and physically attracted to him. But I think he's not trying to let this get so deep in where if it comes time for him to like say, hey, I'm out, I don't want to see you again, it's not gonna be it's not gonna be like a off with the head. You know, you're already deep into this. To keep this going, I think the best way to figure out where you guys are at in this relationship, I know this is not about, you know, relationship and establishing the relationship, but you probably should ask him why you guys are doing this and you're seeing him twice a week and you guys are, you know, having this fun time. Ask him to establish a relationship. Ask him to put in, you know, time and say, hey, you know, what are we? Go from there and see what he says. Because he's like, yeah, well, I don't want to, you know, move forward with a relationship. I don't want to be exclusive. You'll find yourself right then and there knowing that like, oh, he's seen other people. So the whole it's gonna get boring. I don't think that's the case. I don't think that's the case. I think it's because he could be seeing somebody else on the side. I never told a girl like, oh, it's gonna get boring. We have too much of it. No, I don't think a guy believes that at all. Next one. Scared I effed up and put my foot in my mouth with someone I really care about. I'm dating this new girl. We're official now. Congratulations. It's been a month and I'm worried I messed up with her. I said something stupid. She's definitely a romantic and I can sense that. She mentioned our second date was super romantic and I started to talk about what my definition of romance is. I stated that top-down patriarchal romantic gestures are performative to win a favor of women and not my thing. That I prefer things that come from the heart. Okay. Later, she texted me and said that it hit a sensitive spot for her. She said that so far she felt that I had been romantic with her and that it made her feel safe to trust me and open up to me, and that my statement made her feel like I'm going to change up on her and hurt her. I devolve romance like that. If I devalue romance like that. We got on a call and I tried to explain and she said she sort of understood, but I could sense she was hurt. My apology was stupid. I just said I was sorry you felt that way. Yeah, that's not good, bro. We stayed on the phone until 3 a.m. I didn't want to get off the phone until I felt she was okay again. I asked her to text me in the morning and it's been crickets all day. This is unusual. I think I hurt her and made her feel unsafe. Am I wrong here? Should I just wait for her to reach out? I asked her to, so should it not be on her? I don't know what to do here. I don't want to lose her. I'm crazy about her. Reach out to her for one. Apologize to her. Say, hey, I'm sorry. I'm sorry for saying that's how you feel. Take that back. Like, don't say like that's how you feel. She's being open and she's showing what her value is. She knows that for her, romantic gestures means so much more than just giving a gift to somebody. Like for her, it's a sign of her showing love. Maybe her love language is gift giving. So come with her and say, hey, I understand for you romance is, this. And I understand that that's how you feel and that's how you want to express love and that's how you feel like you're safe and secure in a relationship. I want to be a part of a relationship with you. I want to give you that romance because I care for you. Let her know that. Let her know that's what you do. Like, let her know, like, I'm going to do this for you because I care for you. Relationship is about some compromise. Relationship is about working together. And that's how she feels love, and that's how she feels romance. Hit her in her romance spot. Give her that romance. Give her that. And that's what she needs to feel value. Hit her with romantic gestures. That's her value. That's how she wants to feel love and receive love. Give her that gift giving. And for you, it doesn't have to be that. Your gift giving or your love language might not be that. Your love language might be quality time or acts of service. Let her know that. And that, like, for you, gift giving and gestures like that don't hit as high, but that's not how you express your love. And you like to receive love this way. And let her know, like, hey, but that's how you like to express love, and that's how you want to receive love. I'm going to give that to you because I care for you. Tell her you're sorry and tell her that, and see how it goes from there. But yeah, that's my thoughts on that one. And the way you brought up romance, I wouldn't look at romance in that way. I wouldn't describe romance in that way. Like, that just sounds calculated and cold, and it's not a good way to describe romance. That came off kind of off-putting. And just apologize about that. Like, hey, I apologize. I'm sorry to offend you. That was not my intent. Be upfront and honest about that, and say, if that's your love language, I'm going to meet that love language for you, and I want to do this because I love you and I want to be with you. Be upfront with that. Be upfront and honest. Next one. How to deal with a guy suddenly talking to too many girls after months of us talking. I've been talking to this guy for a few months now, and we hung out a few times, dinner, movies, drinking at his place, etc. It was never explicitly said that our situation would lead to anything serious, but we have a lot of fun with each other, and I genuinely enjoy getting to see/talk to him. He'd never been in a serious relationship and told me that every girl he likes eventually leaves him. He told me many times, I don't want you to leave me. We continued talking and hanging out, hooking up many times in the process, but recently I saw that he started following 40 to 50 random girls on Instagram virtually overnight, and keeps growing. Why are you following his Instagram? Why are you paying attention to what he's following on Instagram? He's a conventionally attractive guy, so it's not hard for him to find other girls to occupy his time. Our main form of communication is Snapchat, and that's okay. And I know what it looks like. Obviously, I'm hurt by this, even though I know what kind of guy he is. I hate being in a situation where I'm just an option, and it's obviously he doesn't care about me as much as I thought he did. What would be the best way for me to get out of the situation, or what would you do if you were me? Okay, let's go back and break this down. 1. You guys are not in a relationship. You guys are in a friends with benefits situationship that you guys have not established a relationship. He's going to continue dragging this out as long as he can. He's not held to anything because he's not in a relationship. Why would he need to think about what he's doing if he's not dating you officially? Think about that for one. Like, he's not going to care about who he's following. He's not going to pay attention to who he's following. So let's look at that. 1 is you guys not in a serious relationship. You guys are not in a relationship. Y'all need to find a relationship. If you want to continue talking to this guy and continue to get to know who he is and about him, he said he never been in a serious relationship. That doesn't matter. You need to talk to him and ask him, hey, I want to establish a relationship. I want to define this relationship. I want to establish a relationship. I want to be your girlfriend. Would you like to be my boyfriend? Like, ask him that. Like, what would you like? Would you like to define a relationship? Would you like to be in a relationship with me? And see what he says. If he says no, then there you go. You're done. You don't have to worry about that. Everything's all done. Go find somebody else. 2, the second thing here, and I actually heard this from John Deloney, I believe his name is, or Deloney. He's a therapist and a doctor. He's a doctor in communication and like mental health. And he's on the Dave Ramsey podcast, but he actually had a girl on the show who talked about her boyfriend following a bunch of Instagram women and scantily clad clothes, stuff like that. And he was like, okay, people are going to fry me for this. And I believe him on this. And the same way he brought to this girl is the same mentality I have with this as well. Following a bunch of Instagram models and people who only fan girls, stuff like that on Instagram. that is not a real reality. It's like the guy who used to buy the Playboy magazine, and he used to have it the best stack. And you was a kid, and your parents had the Playboy magazine. You found one, you're like, oh my gosh, it's Playboy. You know what I'm talking about. But it's like the old Playboy magazine, the old Penthouse magazines that men used to buy and look at. And you go to a gas station and see like the, you know, adults only section. Like that's what Instagram is nowadays. Like back then, you had to go into the store, buy something, and walk out, and people would know who you are. Now you can get on there and people can go look at your Instagram following. But here's the thing: they're not real people. He is talking to you. Now, if your value is that you don't feel appreciative or you feel like you're less than because he is following a bunch of Instagram models that you feel like you can't compete with, then in that case, do not date somebody who's gonna follow Instagram models. Ask them how they feel about social media. And don't try to expect somebody to change, like, oh, I need you to stop following these people, because they're not going to do that. They're not going to do that. Their value with following, they're okay with following social Instagram models, and they can, you know, split reality and fantasy. Like Instagram models are fantasy, supermodels online and fantasy, and the reality is this right here. They can split that, but you're like, hey, I don't feel comfortable with dating somebody like that. Then don't date that person. That person wasn't for you. And you ask them, hey, you can't. Don't follow them, and they can't do that, then it's time for you to get out of that relationship, because you're never going to be secure enough to be like, yeah, he follows the Instagram models, but he's dating me. You're going to look over your shoulder because you feel like that guy's going to follow another model. So don't even try to date somebody who does that. So, but here's the thing. With your situation, you guys are not in a relationship. So it doesn't matter who he follows. He can follow whoever he wants. And don't sit there and watch his Instagram following and say like, oh, he's following another Instagram girl. Don't do that. 2, your only communication is Snapchat. Get his number. Actually text him. Actually talk to him. Actually call him. Don't just Snapchat, because Snapchat, those goes away. They're not set in stone. He can talk to somebody, he can talk to multiple people, and then talk to you on Snapchat. And then you say like, oh, he's suddenly talking to too many girls. Nothing about this that he's talking to multiple girls. Just because he follows a bunch of women on Instagram doesn't mean he's talking to them. Just give that right there. So Snapchat needs to go. You need to actually talk to him, talk to somebody via actual text and phone calls. And you hate being in a situationship, just ask him to define a relationship. Define a relationship with this guy to see what he really wants. And don't take him and say, oh, I'll never be in a serious relationship. All these girls who want me leave me. That's him putting you an arm length. That's him saying he doesn't want a serious relationship with you. Right there. So that's the cold hard truth. It's time for you to move on. But in the next person you talk to, the next person you start dating, here's the things to keep in mind. 1, Instagram or social media. Ask that person what they think of social media. Ask that person how they feel about following Instagram models and stuff like that of that nature. Ask them about that. See where they sit on that. If that doesn't feel right for you, if that's how they feel about that, and ask how they feel about following Instagram models, what their thought process is on that. But if they give you this answer and you don't like the answer, it's okay if you say, no, that's a red flag, it's a deal breaker for me, I'm not about it. 2, after a few months of dating somebody, a few weeks of dating somebody, ask them to be exclusive if you want to, or ask them to be in a relationship with you. That's perfectly fine. Don't let the situationship last. That's how you're going to find yourself getting stuck in a situationship circle. Get out of that. Break that. Either date with intention, either you with 2 months of dating, we're in a relationship or we're not. I'm out. And then 3, get off of Snapchat. Make sure you have an actual phone. Call a person. Talk to them over the phone. Get the text them if you want to. But don't sit there and communicate via Snapchat, because those goes away and you can never receive those messages. So, yeah. That's my advice to you. That is 1000% my advice to you. And that's it for this episode of Nerdy Dating. If you guys enjoyed this episode, please give it a like. Please share with your friends and family. And also, if you have a question for me to answer on the show, please put in the comment section below. Other than that, see you guys in the next episode of Nerdy Dating, and keep being awesome. Thank you for watching this episode of Nerdy Dating. I really appreciate it. If there's another episode you want to watch, you can look at it right there. If you want to subscribe to the page and watch more content, it's down here. Also, you have a question about dating, you want to put it in the comment section, go ahead and do it. Or you can send me your dating question to my email of alizakkanerdydating@gmail.com. That's alizakkanerdydating@gmail.com. And I will answer your question on the next episode of Nerdy Dating. Thank you so much for watching the show. I appreciate you, and keep being awesome.